What was Caroline Ellison like?
She's an interesting person. What are they all like? So first off, the effective altruism, which we haven't touched on yet.
Yes.
It is this very like Silicon Valley, West Coast elite parent concept that this group of people have, that they're smart enough to solve basically all the world's problems. And the best thing you can do with your life is work as hard as possible to give all the money away, which on paper doesn't sound terrible. But there's a lot of things on paper that don't sound terrible that are in the real world, like socialism, for instance.
Yes.
So that's the EAs, and that was the center core of the company. That was Sam, Caroline, Gary, Nishad were effective altruists, and that's what drove everything in the company. That was the center nucleus.
Sounds like a religion.
Cult, religion, yeah, very much so.
So work as hard as you can to make money in order to give it away.
Yes, to these big brainy ideas that, AI or pandemic was, I guess, one of them.
But not to the housekeeper.
Correct. Yeah.
I
don't even know if they value individual life that much, to be honest with you. It's a weird, the effective altruist thing was weird. I hated it.
Why? Aren't you a good person?
Yeah. But there's no one's smart enough to solve all the world's problems. And the moment you think you're the problem, not the solution.
Yeah, that is deep. And probably nothing truer has been uttered today.
Right.
That is absolutely right. The moment you think you are the problem. So how did it manifest itself, this effective altruism?
Well, you always knew it was the sort of guiding light of the company. And if you weren't an effective altruist, you were never on the inside, really, right? Like they were sort of in charge of everything. And, you sort of orbited around, everyone else orbited around them, I guess is how to describe it.
And would they talk about it?
They would, a little bit. If you were there at like 2 a.m. or something, they would be having a conversation about it. They love talking about like weird things like that, like AI taking over the world or all those sort of things.
Were they for AI taking over the world?
They were, so there's different factions of EA, I learned. Some are concerned about it. Some are welcoming it, and want it to happen sooner. Yeah.
But the core idea is we're the elect, we're the elite, we're the people smart enough to fix the world's problems.
Correct.
How are they going to? What problems are they going to fix, and how are they going to fix them?
It's a great question. So AI came up and was a big one a lot. Caroline had this nutty. You never know it's true if they're saying these things or they're just saying them to hear themselves say them. But she had this thing where she was convinced AI was going to take over the world, and it was best to appease the AI lords now, so in the future they won't kill you when they kill off all the rest of the humans. So this is things she'd say like,
who are the AI lords?
I don't know. You're talking about someone that avoided this as much as possible, but I was just occasionally sitting there. I mean, really, yeah.
So this is a theology, obviously.
Yeah, it's a cult. I think cult is the only way to describe it, really.
So you have to appease the AI lords so they don't kill you while they're killing everybody else.
This was one of the nutty things that they would come up with, yeah.
Did SBF agree with that, do you think?
He was definitely EA. He was this extreme effective altruist. I don't know how he felt specifically about some of the weirder AI things.
Was he in a personal relationship with Caroline Ellison?
Yes, it was kept very quiet for a long time. But then, I knew her roommate at the time, and he told me that they were in a relationship. But it's like not a relationship like what you're thinking of. I mean, these are people that only cared about working. No one's going on dates or having like
long Sunday mornings in bed.
Yeah, none of that stuff. It was where she had an infatuation with powerful men. She blogged about it a lot. She always wanted to be around powerful men, and so I think she saw Sam as a powerful man.
He was a powerful man.
Yeah. And so she wanted to be around that. One thing we bonded over, I love the musical Hamilton. I don't really like musicals, but I think that they just did a phenomenal, I don't know if you've seen it.
No.
Oh, Hamilton's great. They did a phenomenal job with it. And she always used to quote that she just wanted to be in the room where it happens, which was like this Aaron Burr scene. He's singing, I want to be in the room where it happens. And so that she always identified with that. She just wanted to be in the room where the important decisions were being made.
She's a power worshiper.
Yeah, she was a power worshiper. and very open about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, I'm a power worshiper?
She blogged about it all the time. She would write these sort of blogs online. They were public. They were part of SBF's trial in case.
And so, I mean, the Daily Mail, among the lower forms of the media ecosystem, made a big deal out of the sex lives of everyone at FTX. They're like living in communally, it's group sex or
no, there's no way. I mean, I didn't live with them, but I knew these. There's no way.
No way that they were having crazy group sex.
No, I think the Amish were probably having more fun than what was going on in that penthouse.
Yeah, good. Well, you're making me feel better because I don't want to be catty about it, but you did see some of the players and you're thinking they should not be mating.
No, yeah. I mean, I think part of being this sort of West Coast, enlightened thing is like polyamory is an okay idea, right?
Yes.
They try to wrap themselves up into that because that's the cool sort of elite, intelligent thing to feel.
Yes.
But none of that was going on there. A lot of them had monogamous relationships. They did all door. There were about 8 people, I think, in that penthouse. But no, the media grabbed all sorts of fun headlines because that's what it does and runs with them. I mean, that's what media is now, right? It's just grabbing
totally
good headlines. A lot of the story, and I want to caveat this with a ton of people got hurt, lost their life savings. Over 1 million people. These are normal people who don't have a lot of money, who are trusting it all in FTX.
Yes.
So I want to caveat with everything I'm saying here. What FTX did and what happened to people is horrific. And I have to live with that every day. But a lot of the story has just completely been fabricated or made up.
Did you ever go to the penthouse where they all lived?
Yeah. So I was first in the Bahamas. So we didn't get to the second time I tried to quit, which was 21. I finally said, look, I'm finished. I'm working too hard again. I have some money. I'm going to go enjoy my life. I'm 27, I think, at the time. I was in Hong Kong at the time, and I was like, I'm done. And, I keep blaming the lawyers. But again, I go to the lawyers and I tell them I'm done. And they said, well, can you do us a favor? We know you still care about the company, which is true. But, the Bahamas had recently launched the DARE Act, which was a, sort of a revolutionary digital asset regulatory framework. It was a better jurisdiction than a lot of the sort of other jurisdictions that do that. It's not considered an A+, but it's not sort of a terrible jurisdiction.
Right.
They have a real regulatory body. It's not as sophisticated as, a European country or the US or Japan, but it's not nothing. But the CEO needs to live in the country to be regulated there. And at the time, there was absolutely no way Sam was moving the company to the Bahamas. So
why?
It's an island nation. It has strong sort of, they don't want you importing labor. They want you hiring locally. There's not a lot of housing. It's an island.
Yeah. Small island.
It's, there's not 24/7 food options. There's none of the infrastructure in place to run an actual large international organization out of the Bahamas. It was impossible.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. We hope you'll subscribe to it. And by the way, you can hit the little bell on there and get notifications every time we produce a video. We hope you'll do that also.